Summit County has scored a 90%, and I believe only one category: placing criminally abused children with their abuser. They do this 90% of the time. Now, I would argue if you can only score 10% on your test, you're really not in a position to grade that test. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt and use their own numbers. 90% of the time, they're placing kids with their abusers. That means the largest criminal abuser of kids in the entire county, by far, is Judge Cook's court. Now, how can that be? Well, there's lots of blame to go around. The Bar Association doesn't remove licensures to domestic attorneys. After all, they got a doctorate, so they have to eat. They don't care about the families or the kids that are being damaged from it. You can donate as much money nowadays as you'd like to somebody's campaign, and they get to use that tax-free pretty much however you want. So, as long as you're billing a lot of money and making a lot of money in court, you have the ability to break off a large chunk of that and give it to your boss, employee, the judge. Who owns that court? The person who cut the check for Judge Cook to be there? Or Judge Cook? And the reason that this criminality, just blatant, they break state law, they break federal law. Judge Cook and her top campaign donors break state law, federal law, and consistently alienate the most inalienable of rights. And they do so for their own profiteer, and they do so because all the institutions in place to uphold federal and state law, your local police can do that. A Akron City prosecutor can do that and should do that. Your county prosecutor can and should do that. The state prosecutor could do that. The county sheriff could do that. Every law enforcement agency, from the city all the way through to the federal level, are empowered on enforcing federal laws. All city, county, and state agencies can enforce state law. Right? Now, it's not up to the feds to enforce a local law, but it is up to the local law to enforce the federal law. So in Judge Cook, the game she's played and made it very clear since she's been in domestic court is what she wants to have happen is she needs her top campaign donors to earn as much money as they can, knowing that they will break that off to get that right over to her. So you can not argue anything. You can say, listen, I don't care about any of this stuff. I don't care about any of the money. All I want is half the time with my kids, and I think that's reasonable because I'm the stay-at-home housewife who's unemployed. I know this example because I've lived it. And she'll take away your kids. And she doesn't do this just because she's sexist. She doesn't do this because she doesn't care at all about evidence. She does this because whatever it is that her top campaign donors said in court is what's going to happen in court. See, if she muddies up the waters a whole bunch right in the beginning and drags it out, then her top campaign donors can earn the money to give back to her. Don't you see how it works? Meanwhile, kids that are actually being criminally abused don't get the help they require. They get further pushed into the arms of those that are criminally abusing their kids. There's no checks and balances. There's 0 attorneys within Summit County that practice malpractice in the domestic court. 0. She talks about not closing on tax liens of people's homes. My house that I personally built for my kids, her court found it not fit to have kids because of a picture of an unloaded shotgun on the wall that the county took for being behind on taxes. My kids, who I haven't gotten to see, touch, talk to, hold, They were first denied access to the house their father built for them, and then they were denied access to their father. Not because of any evidence. After all, you don't even get to get sworn in Judge Cook's office. In Judge Cook's court, the lie is king. Because all she cares about is her top campaign donors being able to generate as much revenue as possible. So I would ask you, help support a reduction from the largest criminal child abusing organization in the county, which is Judge Cook's court, and vote her out. Thank you for your time, and know you're loved.